Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So this is part 5 of the series Introduction to Forensic Science. I had already shared part 1, 2, 3 and 4 on my channel. So you can check out the link from the description. I'll share it over there. And if you're new to the channel, do subscribe it so that you can get more insights on the topic forensic science. And let's get started. So we know that India is a country of diversity and all the knowledge and scientific techniques which we know today was already known to many Indians in the past. But due to foreign invaders, these techniques and knowledge was suppressed and kept hidden in few textbooks only. And years later, when forensic science originated, or we can say when it developed in the European countries, it gained attention worldwide as it was helping the law enforcement agency in solving criminal cases. At the same time, India was under the control of British Raj, due to which all the scientific techniques developed in the foreign countries was implemented in India. But let me tell you that before 19th century, when forensic science was in its infancy stage, at that time, techniques of isolation, detection, and estimation of poisonous substance from the human body was not possible, which led to death because of poisoning, and it became a serious problem for law enforcement agency. This led to the establishment of first chemical examination laboratory, which is in Madras, in in the year 1849. Later on in Calcutta in 1853, then in Agra in 1864, and at last in Bombay in 1870. So these laboratories were equipped to handle toxicological analysis of viscera, biological analysis of body fluids, and chemical analysis of food, drug, and excised material to provide scientific support to the criminal justice system. So, after the progress made in identification of poisons, there was a need for systematic identification of individuals, specifically criminals, as at that time they were identified in a haphazard manner. Basically, police used to memorize convicts' face so that they can recognize these criminals if they get involved in another crime. And with the invention of Bertillon's anthropometric system in the year 1878, India, along with another countries, adopted this system of identification. Thus, the first anthropometric bureau was set up in Calcutta in the year 1892. And at the time of establishment of first anthropometric bureau, many scientists were working on development of fingerprints for identification purpose. At the same time, Sir Edward Richard Henry, who was the Inspector General of Police in Bengal, selected two police officers to work under his supervision to develop a classification system for fingerprints which had a mathematical calculation. So this technique was more precise than anthropometric system of identification. Therefore, Henry approached the government to seek approval for replacing anthropometric system of identification by fingerprints for identification of habitual criminals, and government readily agreed to his proposal, which led to the first fingerprint bureau establishment in the year 1897 in Calcutta. And in the same era, when the use of explosives became very common in the country, it was necessary to detect the cause of explosion, whether it was accidental or intentional. So this led to the foundation of Department of Explosives, and thus the first Chief Inspector of Explosive was appointed in the year 1898 with his headquarters at Nagpur. Later on, five regional offices were set up at Calcutta, Bombay, Agra, Madras, and Gwalior. So during the British Raj, British government of Bengal felt the necessity of identifying handwriting on the secret documents connected with Indian independence movement. So this led to the development or the creation of the post of GEQD, that is Government Examiner of Question Document, and Mr. C.R. Hardless was appointed the first GEQD. He was also the superintendent in AG's office in Bengal in the year 1904. So this setup was shifted to Shimla in the year 1906 and was placed under the control of CID. And later on, with the advancement of science, the first serology department was set up by Dr. Hankin in Calcutta in the year 1910, and it became possible to identify blood and other body fluids in criminal cases. And later on, in the year 1915, the first footprint section was established under the control of CID government of Bengal. So this helped the police authorities to identify criminals through the examination of footprints collected from the crime scene. Later on, in the year 1917, the first note forgery section was set up under the control of CID government of Bengal to undertake examination of forged currency note. So the forged currency note was very common at that time, due to which this section was established, forgery section, and it was a remarkable achievement at that time. And then in the year 1930, an arms expert was appointed and a small ballistic laboratory was set up under the control of Calcutta police to deal with the examination of firearms. And now, during 1936, a scientific section was set up under the CID in Bengal, and the facilities were created for examination of bullets, cartridge cases, firearms, as it was used in committing crime. So, this was another remarkable development in the field of forensic science in India. So, another remarkable development in the field of forensic science in India was the establishment of first state forensic science laboratory in the year 1952, which became fully operational in the year 1953, and also a small medical legal section of chemical examiner laboratory was also transferred to this laboratory. Later on in the year 1955, a small unit of physics was also established in the same laboratory, which became operational in the year 1957. And in the same year, 1957, footprint and note forgery section was also set up. Later on in the year 1958, chemical section was also set up. So we can say that this was the first multidisciplinary forensic science laboratory which came into existence in the country. And later on, in between the years 1902 to 1903, Royal Police Commission recommended the establishment of Central Fingerprint Bureau or CFPB. So the first CFPB in India was established in the year 1905 in Shimla, which was later on transferred to Delhi in the year 1955 under the control of IB, and again it was transferred to NCRB in the year 1986 and was again shifted to New Delhi. So this was the sequence of its establishment, which you can see here. And now in the year 1956, the first CDTS, that is the first Central Detective Training School, was established in Calcutta. So this was the first premier detective training school in India. And the aim of establishing such a school was to impart training in scientific investigation of crimes like drug abuse, terrorism, explosion, crime against women, investigation of road accidents, and enforcement of traffic laws. So this was the main aim of CDTS. Later on in the year 1964, CDTS was established in Hyderabad. Then in the year 1973, it was also established in Chandigarh. Now coming to the next, that is Central Forensic Science Laboratory. So the first Central Forensic Science Laboratory was established in in Calcutta in the year 1957. So initially this laboratory has four basic disciplines, that is forensic physics, forensic chemistry, forensic biology, and forensic ballistics. So this was the four disciplines which initially this laboratory had. Then later on, for the application of nuclear methods of analysis to criminal investigation, Neutron Activation Analysis Unit of CFSL Calcutta was set up in 1970 at the Bhabha Atomic Research Center, Trombay. Then in the year 1961, CFSL Chandigarh was established. Later on in the year 1965, CFSL Hyderabad was established because of the need for criminal investigation. So now coming to IAFS, that is Indian Academy of Forensic Science, which was established in the year 1960. This academy started with a biennial scientific journal, which served as a forum for exchange of ideas in forensic science with other international bodies. So the role of academy was to hold annual scientific meetings or assist in holding seminars in forensic science. And during the meetings held by Indian Academy of Forensic Science, The questions of introducing criminology and forensic science as the course of study at university level was taken very seriously, which led to the establishment of three universities, that is University of Sagar, University of Madras, and University of Patiala. So these universities started with undergraduate and postgraduate courses in forensic science. So, for the development of forensic science in India, various organizations or institutes were developed. So, we'll see that in this video. So, starting with the first, that is National Institute of Criminology and Forensic Science (NICFS), which was also known as Lok Nayak Jay Prakash National Institute of Criminology and Forensic Science, which was established in the year 1971 in Delhi. So, the main objective of this institute was for imparting training to the in-service personnel and conducting research in criminology and forensic science. Now coming to the next, that is BPRND, Bureau of Police Research and Development, which was set up in 1970. So the main objective of this organization was for the development and control of forensic science in the central and state. So yearly BPRND awards 12 junior research fellowship and seeks for the development in forensic science. And in the year 1973, the Standing Committee on Forensic Science recommended the creation of a post of Chief Forensic Scientist so that the activities which needed scientific inputs at the union government level could be properly coordinated. So, this Chief Forensic Scientist post was sanctioned during 1983 and the Forensic Science Directorate was created in the BPRND. So now let's check out the recommendations of Scientific Advisory Committee to the Cabinet. So during the year 1983, the Scientific Advisory Committee to the Cabinet, under the overall guidance of an expert committee chaired by Professor M. Sharma, recommended that the laboratories in Delhi, Calcutta and Hyderabad must be developed as science and technology institutions which should be functioning in an autonomous way with the complete modernization of equipment and manpower capabilities. Based on the observation of the expert group of Scientific Advisory Committee to the Cabinet, BPRND evolved a master plan for restructuring each CFSL of the BPRND into 15 scientific divisions. In the first phase, the three Central Forensic Science laboratories at Calcutta, Hyderabad, and Chandigarh were restructured into six scientific divisions, that is biology, ballistics, chemistry, explosives, physics and toxicology. And in the second phase, the offices of GEQD at Shimla, Calcutta and Hyderabad was strengthened in terms of manpower. So beside the augmentation of staff, all the BPR&D laboratories registered significant progress in the acquisition of sophisticated analytical equipments and updating modernization. So now let's check out a new mandate to CFSL of BPRND. So during the mid 1990s, it was realized that most of the states have developed or established their own forensic science laboratories, and the role of CFSL to provide forensic analytical support to different states got diluted. Hence, the utility of three central forensic science laboratories at the national level was questioned. So this led to the new mandate to CFSL of BPRND. So starting with the very first, that is, these laboratories should act as an epitome of quality and high standards for SFSL to emulate, and they should not only set visibly higher standard in quality of analytical processes and reporting accuracy, but also should be the repository of standards and benchmark against the performance of all the state forensic science laboratories. So BPRND should therefore have a decisive say in the process of accreditation, not only of its own CFSL or GEQD, but also of all the state forensic science laboratories. And the second is that forensic science is one of the most dynamic science, as we all know, and CFSL should provide research and development support to this field of science. Every new research and development and invention in any discipline of science should have a potential for application in forensic science. So whatever development is occurring outside the field of forensic science should be applicable in forensic science. So this was the second motive or second mandate. Then the third point is the BPRND and CFSL should scout around for new developments outside the realm of forensic science and adapt them for use in standardizing the processes and disseminating them to the state forensic science laboratory. So basically BPRND should look out for the development of science outside the field of forensic science so that it can be later on used in advancement of forensic science. So now let's check out the establishment of DNA typing laboratories at CFSL Calcutta. So before the development of this laboratory, DNA typing laboratory, it was very tough to identify individuals involved in criminal activity. So BPRND established the first forensic DNA typing facility at Calcutta during 1998. So this was the first significant advancement in forensic biology in the country. And this unit of DNA typing at CFSL Calcutta is equipped with the most contemporary techniques of DNA typing, which is polymerized chain reaction (PCR), HLA-DQ alpha, and polymer technique, locus specific restricted fragment length polymorphism technique. So this laboratory, after being functional, has been referred many crime cases pertaining to rape and murder, paternity disputes, organ transplant, exchange of babies and in hospitals. So DNA typing facility has further been upgraded to conduct short tandem repeat sequence based on DNA typing. So this was overall development of forensic science in India, what we have seen from the beginning till here in the video. So now let's check out the CFSL in India. So there are 7 CFSL in India. They are listed here. The first is Chandigarh, then Bhopal, Kolkata, Pune, Hyderabad, Guwahati and Delhi. So the first 6, that is Chandigarh, Bhopal, Kolkata, Pune, Hyderabad and Guwahati, are under the control of DFSS, that is Directorate of Forensic Science Services, and the last, Delhi, Center for Forensic Science Laboratory in Delhi, is under the control of CBI. So initially India had 3 laboratories, 3 CFSL, that is Chandigarh, Kolkata and Hyderabad, which had Center of Excellence. So CFSL Chandigarh has Center of Excellence in Physical Science, CFSL Calcutta has Center of Excellence in Biological Science, and CFSL Hyderabad has Center of Excellence in Chemical Sciences. So these are the specialty of these 3 laboratories. Later on, 4 new laboratories are the add-on to CFSL for the advancement of forensic science, and these laboratories are basically helping the SFSL as it has more advanced techniques as compared to SFSL. And at present, there are 32 SFSL in India working functionally fully. And also each district has regional forensic science laboratories. It is also helping in criminal investigations. So this was the overall view of development of forensic science in India, which I had tried to include in the videos. So you can check out all the videos for more insights, and thank you for watching till here.